Why'd I drink Jewish wine? A Friday evening in Brooklyn, New York. An old man in his 70s pours a dark purple wine into a small glass on the dinner table. The label reads Manischewitz. He smiles and says softly, "This isn't just wine. It holds the tears and blessings of our ancestors." The reason Jewish people love this sweet wine isn't simple. In the late 19th century, Jews who emigrated from Eastern Europe to America tried to keep their faith in a strange new land. For the Sabbath, they needed wine to say the blessing of sanctification Kiddush. But American grapes were different from Europe's. The native Labrusca variety was rough and sharply acidic. It was so sour that it was almost undrinkable. So the immigrants added sugar, lots of it. Thus was born an unbelievably sweet kosher wine. A wine that would come to be called Manischewitz. At first, the sugar was merely to mask the taste. But the sweetness soon became a comforting presence on every Jewish family's table. For Sabbath prayers, for Passover blessings, Manischewitz stood at the center of every ritual. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, Jewish immigrants lived in poverty and discrimination. Their refrigerators might have been empty of meat, but there was almost always a bottle of Manischewitz wine. It was cheap and could last a long time. But more than that, it offered comfort. A memoir once recalled, "Mother saved her ration coupons to buy a single bottle of wine. We gave thanks to God with it. As the sweetness filled my mouth, I felt, if only for a moment, that we were rich." That sweetness was the taste of tears. The taste of faith that survived poverty. Ironically, Manischewitz didn't begin as a wine company at all. In 1888, Rabbi David Manischewitz of Cincinnati, Ohio, began making matzah kosher unleavened bread. The name became synonymous with kosher food, and later a New York wine company borrowed the name to produce kosher wine. Eventually, Manischewitz ceased to be a man's name. It became a symbol of trust. In the 1950s and 60s, African American singers appeared in American TV commercials shouting, "That man Manischewitz." The wine had transcended religion and become part of American working class culture. Yet for Jewish people, it remained a sacred cup of faith. One rabbi once joked, "Manischewitz is so sweet that even God takes a sip before forgiving us. It softens his heart." Another story goes like this. During World War II, a Jewish American soldier was captured by the Germans. On Christmas Day, a German officer offered him wine. He replied, "Thank you, but my ancestors drank Manischewitz." The German soldiers laughed at him. But the soldier later wrote in his memoir, "At that moment, I felt proud to be a Jew." Today, younger Jewish generations enjoy fine kosher wines from France or Israel. But the older generation still seeks out Manischewitz. To them, it is not merely a drink. It is the taste of faith, the flavor of a mother's prayer. One elderly Jew once said, "The sweetness of Manischewitz, that's the sound of my mother praying when I was a child. To forget that taste is to forget where I came from." That sweetness carries within it the suffering of Europe, the loneliness of the immigrant in America, and the enduring faith passed down through generations. Manischewitz will never appear on a Michelin wine list. But in Jewish history, it remains the sweetness of tears, the fragrance of humble prayers. Even today, in a quiet Brooklyn synagogue, a rabbi lifts a small glass and whispers the ancient blessing, "Baruch atah Adonai, borei pri hagafen." Blessed are you, Lord our God, creator of the fruit of the vine. In that shimmering purple light within the glass, lies a century of faith and survival. The sweet, tear-stained wine of Manischewitz.